Okay, so I'm back. I'm on a little bit of a vacation right now, so I just decided to make a video on a funny interaction. And believe it or not, it's actually not on the Saryn today. Yippee! All the Saryn Glazers are gonna be sad about this one, but it's fun. Okay, it's a fun interaction. Now, little bit of a disclaimer: I have an entire new setup, a new desk, new monitor, new not new PC, but new graphics card. Everything's new. I lost everything. Okay. I don't have any of my OBS settings, so everything might be different. Microphone might be different. Everything's gonna be different. So today we're actually gonna do voruna. Now, why voruna? It's just because of interaction with her one, the dynar, the shadow dynar. Now, shadow dynar is not a very good ability. It's only good, quote unquote good, just because of the augment. Because the augment just gives you a random like bomb every few seconds. So the way this works is when you use it, you tap it once, you go invisible, and then you have a buff. And that buff gives you flat crit damage, speed, and status chance and critical chance. So it sets both of those to 100%. Now, the reason why it's not a very good ability on its own is because when you tap it once, you'll see the buff on the bottom. So you can see that's 23 seconds. During those 23 seconds, you have the buff, right? When I start attacking, the buff goes away, and then after it's gone, I'm doing non-crit, see? I don't have any crits. All I have is white crits. So the only way to actually make this good for a melee setup would be to just like spam the shit out of it like this, or to use like, you know, Wrathful Advance so you can actually get like somewhat okay damage. This is an unmodded bow, and it's actually doing like thousands of damage. So that's one of the only ways of making the ability good. However, this ability doesn't snapshot, and what this means is if I cast this and then I use a melee, and for some reason that melee lingers, all those effects remain active. There's not a lot of melees that do this. There's one that everybody knows, which is the big boy, the zenistar. So the way this works is I cast my one, and you'll see when I use the normal zenistar, it's just going to do white crits and yellow crits because, you know, it doesn't have any crit chance on it. So it just looks like that. However, once I use my one, it will always have orange and yellow crits. So the effect of dynar is always active no matter what. As long as the disc is up, if I use the ability before the disc runs out, it will keep that damage active. And this is without any buffing at all. This is just the damage that it can do like that. So how do we abuse this? Well, how do we not abuse, I don't know. One take, I can't edit anything. So first of all, what we learn is that crit damage is pretty much a dead stat. You don't want any kind of crit damage. The only reason why I have galvanized steel here is because the extra 120% is actually useful. Anything else with like, you know, if you have like small crit bonuses, like Gladiator Might or Organ Shatter, those are bad. They're just not worth using. You're better off using anything else. Like you're better off using Pressure Point, Prime Pressure Point, instead of crit buffs. This Riven is just for the range. You see it has negative crit because crit is a dead stat. We are getting flat crit damage. There's actually, so here's the table for all the math nerds that really care about. So as you can see, if I use Galvanized Steel and then Fury, which is the only way we're going to get base damage, you get the highest orange crits, 21%. And then if I just have Prime Pressure Point and Fury, then I get the most consistent damage. But I think it's worth getting the more crit damage because you just get so much crit damage on orange crits. So yeah, anyways, this is the build. We're using Influence. Now how do we have Influence on a weapon that just has heat? This is all like different on the actual disc damage. It only has heat, and if you wanted to use Influence, you would have to actually use 60/60 mods to force the 60%. So in order to get electric, you would have to just spend a lot of mod space just to get electric because it has innate heat. So you can't just put electric on it, you get radiation. You can't just put you know, 2 of these mods because you would get heat. You would have to use a heat mod, which is just so much ruined space. So that's why no one uses it. However, since they changed Shock Trooper to only deal shock damage, we can pretty much just use this however we want. We have 4 purple shards that gives you melee crit damage, and then when your energy is over 500, you get the effect doubled. So we have 1 Tau Forge blue shard, so we get 502 energy, which is just enough so we can get 7 times crit damage. Well, you would have more if you weren't for my ribbon. So here we're using full mecha set, rolling guard just so you can actually like get loot, Arcane Strike and Arcane Fury, because again it's not worth building for more strength, it's worth actually boosting the damage of the zenistar, because you can't just boost one status over and over again. So you can see with this I have consistent 5 times crit damage, consistent 100% status chance on top of Weeping Wounds, and then 100% critical chance, plus that buff lasts forever. As a companion, I have this dude, the Pharaoh, whatever. Just because you can get this buff is broken, you get a flat 100% extra on top of everything you have, Toxin, just Toxin. It doesn't come out with anything. So the way this is going to work, oh yeah, this is the setup. I have Elusive because I don't want him to be annoying. You can use Frenzied if you think he's going to do damage, but you don't really need to. I'm using Elusive because I don't want him to do any damage. So the way this is going to work, this is going to deal heat, electric, and Toxin all at once, and it's going to do so much damage. So here I have the Rauda. You can see the Rauda is just so I can get combo. The Ecurius Prime, this looks cursed, completely cursed, but it's just for Acolytes. It's going to 2-shot Acolytes. And then you want to use her 3, so the way she works is she has like different wolf heads or whatever. If you hold her 3, you get not combo efficiency, you get heavy attack efficiency. You get 90% flat heavy attack efficiency. So the way this works is, I'm just going to get a little bit of combo here. You see I have 8 times, 154, and then I put out a disc, and I 139. So you just want to have her 3 out at all times. And then the reason why I subsume her 2 and not her 4 is because wait, that's the wrong build? Wait, am I retarded? Hold on. I'm on the wrong build. Wait, what? Never mind, I'm correct. Never mind, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Don't worry about it. So, the way this works is you get a bunch of combo with the Rauda. I'm just going to activate her 2 before I forget. You get a bunch of combo with the Rauda. Then you Shock Trooper, pop her 1, get the melee out, and then you just throw a disc. And then you do stupid damage. Now, the first disc you throw will always be the worst disc because you don't have any of the flat buffs, as you can see. It's still doing stupid damage because, you know, this is how this works. So now, I'm going to open my disc real quick. So I'm going to rethrow the disc. So rethrow the disc real quick. Get some more combo. So now I have all the buffs. Pop this, and now with all the buffs active, these are Manic Bombards. They have more HP than pretty much like 99% of troops in this game, and yeah, that's what that looks like. Yeah, they're dying before they get proc, but not that much. 80 heat procs, 80 electric procs, 60, 80 electric procs. So yeah, essentially this is how this works, and it's very funny because you can pretty much just do nothing. You just have to throw your disc every 90 seconds. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the cloud. If my dog wants to, there we go. So now you'll see that I'm doing Toxin procs on top of that, which just does so much damage. Like, see the 20 Toxin procs? Like, that's just stupid. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole concept of it. It's very funny. I can real quick just go to just a quick survival just to see how this would work. Again, I can't edit anything, I'm sorry, this is going to look very basic. I don't have my editing software done. I have to log into everything, all my like emails and accounts and all that. You're just going to have to bear with me for a little bit. Also, since we're on this like downtime, why not use some other frame like Saryn? Saryn has a lot of status, which is very good. So you can just put Shock Trooper on any frame. However, the reason why this works so well is because you get that extra flat crit damage. If you didn't get that extra crit damage, then it wouldn't be that good, in my opinion. So we're just going to do this for like a few minutes. Nothing much, nothing fancy. I should already have full combo. And alright, cool. So that's it. This is all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else. Also, one thing I forget. In your operator, there's actually an arcane called Magus... something. I forgot what it was called. If I can proc it, it's not procking for some reason. Maybe I don't have it on. It's like... Oh, here it is. So, Magus Aggress. You get 300% extra crit damage, which I think works with the disc. So, if you also want to get an extra 300% crit damage, you can also do that. You don't need it, like, at all. And again, the first disc that you throw out is going to be the worst one. Just because you don't have the extra attack speed of Berserk. I don't think... It might snapshot, but I'm not 100% sure. And you don't have the extra crit damage from Steel. So, essentially, all you do is build up combo. I forgot to pop her 3, so I don't have any combo right now. I'm just going to shoot a few enemies in the meanwhile. And yeah, that's all this is. And essentially, I don't have to do anything. So you can see on the minimap, everything's just dying. Now, is this the best zenistar setup? Probably. Is this the best it's ever going to be? Probably not. zenistar every weapon is probably going to get power crept at some point. Do I have max combo? I have max combo. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can wait for an acolyte to spawn just to show what an acolyte looks like. I can do this for like a few minutes, 5 minutes. Very, very easy. Very, very easy. Oh, also, I'm using this, whichever one this one is. I forgot what this one, this focus school is. It's the one that gives you, so that your combo, instead of going down all the way, it goes down in like peaks of 5. Just so I don't have to constantly keep building combo. Okay, so the disc just ended, so now I have to actually like do stuff, so I'm going to do this, Magus Aggress, this, and also the amount of combo that you have doesn't really matter that much. It matters for like Weeping Wounds, but the only thing you really care about for combo is the timer pretty much. Yeah, this is pretty much the entire setup right here. So you want a rolling guard just to get your loot, and then you can actually pop your 1 just to go invis if you're scared. Now, zenistar being the zenistar, the disc is actually kind of weird, like the way the area of effect works. It's kind of a weird, like it can get blocked by a lot of stuff. So influence just makes it so... Wait, was that a negative number? Oh, that's damage cap. Okay, so that's the mecha set just popping off over and over again. So as you can see, I'm just doing damage cap over and over again because there's like one guy with the mecha mod that's just blowing up over and over again. So that's why we're using the mecha set, and also the augment. I forgot about the augment for the 1. The augment for the 1 makes it so a random enemy will get damage invul, and if like everything aligns, if that guy gets mecha set with the invulnerability, I mean, they're just like, they are fucking gone. Alright, so I'm just going to wait for the extra 5 minutes. There's the Acolyte. I can show real quick how the Acolyte works. Nothing fancy. We're just going to use the Icarius setup. They should die in like 2 hits. The zenistar isn't doing that much damage to the Acolyte, unfortunately. So as you can see, it's not going to do that much damage. It can chip it down, but as soon as it comes for you, just pop out the Icarius and it's going to die in like 2 hits. Alright, so I'm just going to wait for the time to run out. Also, it was bugged in the simulacrum. So I have her 4 active. The reason why I don't subsume her 4 is just because of the simple fact that if you're scared of dying, if you hold her 4 instead of her 3, you'll get an extra life as long as it's active. So if you're scared of dying, you can just pop the 4 once and you just can't die for 1 life. And so I'm going to pop it right now. It says extra life, and then when I remove the active, then it cooldown for 60 seconds. Yeah, that's essentially it. I'm not going to do much else because I've already shown how this works. I am now going to just leave and go to extraction. Why are they getting stuck there? What happened? Okay, there we go. Oh, because I forgot to put... Okay, if you don't pop Shock Trooper, you're not going to get as many status effects, which kind of sucks. Excuse me, fellas. I got to go to the extraction. Don't mind me. For one, is also really nice because you get extra movement speed. Atrocious parkour for me, but again, new setup. I have to reinstall everything. I don't have anything on me right now. Like new mouse too. Like everything's new. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is very scuffed, but it's a cool, funny interaction. Okay. 709, whatever. All right. GG's, fellas.